Oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this pile of stuff? Why do I do this to myself? Burying cars and holes in my backyard. This is, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this thing.
What a gym you got there.
What were you stay in the ditch or something?
Oh, don't worry about that. Yeah, you know.
You got leaves all over you.
It'll be fun. It's fun. What a nice looking piece of machine. There's some money that could be made on this thing.
No, there's no money here.
We'll make a deal with you on this. You know, this is an archaeologist's find. There's big money here.
Big money?
Oh, certainly. And what? Oh, look, the keys are even in the ignition. That makes it easy stuff. The boys back in the shop, with specialty tools that we got, we could have this cleaned up, shining, and on the road in no time flat.
I don't know that there's any special tools that's going to make this thing on the road.
We got everything you need.
Really?
We got everything you need for this.
What do you do? Just walk down the road, or?
Well, you know, it's Crazy D, man. But there's a deal. I'm going to find it.
You're going to find it? I don't know that this is a deal.
Oh, yes. Trust me. There's a deal to be made here. There's money in this thing. Okay. Me and my boys can get this cleaned up and we'll get this off your property.
Where it is that you came from, I don't even know. How did you even find this place?
Well, it's Crazy D, man. I can find a deal anywhere.
Well, I'll tell you what you can find is your way back to where you came, because this is kind of weird, dude.
Dude, we'll be in. We'll get this cleaned up. No problem, brother. Don't you worry.
Okay, well, we'll see about that. Welcome back to the Wizard's Lair. A minute ago you just saw Crazy D try to pawn off the broken old LeBaron that was dug and drug out of the ground. There's no special tools that he has that's going to get that thing running again. I don't even know why he thought he could. That's why I shoot him off my property. However, a lot of you work at home, work on your own cars, and you run into issues, and he's like, I wish there was a tool for this. And I'm here today to show you some of the tools that I have. They're actually kind of wizard tools. They are really cool, and I wouldn't run a shop without them. They're specialty tools. You can't go to Sears and buy them. You can't go to Walmart and buy them. But you can get them on eBay, you can get them online, and maybe some of you will be interested in some of them. This is a ignition coil tester. You get a cylinder so-and-so misfire, cylinder 6, cylinder 4, whatever misfire, and you want to say, is it a coil? This is a very quick test to get a definitive answer. Is it firing or is it not? You just hover the end of this over the coil, and this will flash red if it's working, or it won't do anything if it's dead. As you can see, so if a customer comes up and says, I think I have a dead ignition coil, this can be the answer. Yes, you do, or no, you don't. This is a very cool tool, and I think I paid $180 for it, but it really saves a lot of time and guesswork. So that's Wizard tool number 1. Okay, here's Wizard tool number 2. A lot of you maybe have already heard about these. This is a smoke machine. It puts very low pressure smoke out. You hook your shop air to it and hook it to a 12-volt battery. It's kind of feeling like Halloween over here. Maybe I should have wore a Frankenstein costume or something. But no, this isn't Halloween. This isn't a smoke generator. Well, it is kind of. But we use this to check for leaks at really any sealed system. Air conditioner you could use it for. You could use it for intake gaskets. You can use it for the evap system. Check for any kind of lines or leaks. I'm going to hook this into this big vacuum hose here. We're going to simulate a vacuum leak and fill the intake up with smoke, and it'll come out of any leaks, like the gaskets or a hose that's cracked or who knows what. Right away I see smoke coming out of this vacuum line right here. You can clearly see the smoke coming out, and that'd be a way to pinpoint there's a vacuum leak somewhere. I mean, I caused this. I used a spare piece of vacuum. This isn't the original hose. I cut a hole in it to show you, but it could be hard plastic lines. It could be lines anywhere in here. You just hook this machine up and you can find the leak really fast. You might see along where the intake bolts to the head, smoke coming out of there. I've seen that many times. It really helps isolate the problem. So it's a handy dandy little tool. It's kind of expensive, but well worth it in a professional shop.
Hey Wizard, how much does that thing cost you?
I paid $1,200 for this one, I think. Wizard tool number 3. This one's kind of a large tool and it's very expensive as well. This is about a $5,000 tool. This is an air conditioning machine for R134. This system can reclaim the Freon out of a vehicle. It can place a vacuum on the system, and it can also refill it with fresh Freon. One of the things that's really special about this machine is it's accurate to within 1/10 of an ounce. Can't do that with a can of Freon. I've worked on many cars where 1 ounce made a difference, especially Hondas and things like that, very sensitive on the amount of Freon. Without this machine, it would be almost a guessing game. You could get it close, but... Okay, this is the next Wizard tool in line. This is a cooling system pressure tester. A lot of you are probably familiar with these, but I just get this pressure tester here. This is a Mighty Vac. You can check for head gasket leaks. You can check for coolant leaks to fit different models of cars. And by the way, this is my good friend Leo's Honda Prelude. He has many cool cars. The Murcielago you've seen is one of them. This is his Prelude. This is his daily driver. There's nothing really wrong with this car. I'm just using it to show these tools. So let's say they had a coolant leak. We want to find out where it is. We pump it up. I'd say about 10 psi. You don't want to go crazy. And you can just let it sit there and watch and see if the needle goes down. Then you know you got a leak. Then it's time to start searching. Where is it? Is it a hose? Is it a radiator? Is it a heater core? Or whatever it could be. You can also bleed the pressure off down to 0, and on a cold car you can start the engine, and if you're building pressure right away, you've got a blown head gasket. Okay, this is a set of power tools that I use, and some of you in the comments section have mentioned, why don't you have air tools? Where's your air tools? In today's shops, air tools are almost a thing of the past. I've had a couple salesmen come through that want to sell me air compressors. I don't hardly even, other than tires or to blow something off or smoke machine or whatever, I don't even use air hardly at all anymore. There'll be some days where lunchtime has come and I haven't even turned on my air compressor at all. So we're going to give you some ideas, some of these lithium tools that I use. A lot of them I use are some Milwaukee tools. It's a good value, it's a great tool. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my impact. This is a very powerful tool. I use this thing a lot. Use it on tough bolts or lug nuts or larger half-inch drive type things. This thing is very powerful. If you're not careful, you'll break bolts. With this kind of power, I don't need an air tool. This is more powerful than some of the air tools I've used. A lithium-powered ratchet. This is a Matco brand one. You can break a bolt or a nut loose and then just squeeze the trigger and the rest of the way off. It really saves a lot on your wrist. Here's a small impact 1/4 inch drive. You can also put different tips in there, Torx bits or whatever, but this is for small stuff, valve cover bolts or things like that. This is again is a Milwaukee tool.
Car Wizard, could that be used around the house for construction as well?
Yeah, you can use these on, you're putting up metal siding or metal roofing or lag bolts or whatever. This could do that. I've done it actually with this thing. Next really cool tool is a 90-degree drill. There's been many times where a bolt broke off or you need to get in there and drill something out. You can't get a normal drill in there, but this fits. And I even have smaller drill bits that can fit in a very compact space and used to drill out bolts or whatnot. Is a battery-powered soldering iron. You turn it on, you wait for it to come up to temp, and you can solder for quite a long time on one battery. In my shop especially, I'm really not a fan of cords. I don't want air hoses, I don't want cords. I get mad if I start tripping over stuff. So anything that I can buy that I don't have to drag a cord or a hose around, I go for it. I don't even ask questions, I go for it. And the last tool that I use frequently, and again, no cord. I went and bought one of these. I think it was $200 or $300 without the battery. And I wouldn't run a shop without one. This is a battery-powered angle grinder. I can cut a rusted exhaust clamp for the head of a bolt or whatever.
Are many of the batteries interchangeable?
Yeah, a lot of these batteries, like this says M18, It'll fit also in the impact M18. A lot of these smaller ones are M12s. Usually have 3 or 4 batteries per tool and have them ready to go whenever. And really, they last. A lot of them last all day long. So that's the extent of my. This right here, what's in this cart, is a deletion of air tools. I don't need air tools. There are a few occasions I do have a few for rare, special occasions, or I have a little air impact that fits in small places. But other than that, not a fan of air tools. Okay, here's the next tool in line. This is about a $500 tool. And again, I wouldn't run a shop without one. This is called a mini ductor. What this does is it uses these various size inducting coils. And you just slide them in here into where the 2 holes are, lock it. What this does is heat up bolts, stubborn bolts, stuck nuts on the end of bolts or whatnot. No flames. You can be close to the fuel tank. You don't have to get your torch out and cross your fingers and pray that you don't blow the place sky high. What this does is gets only the bolt hot and leaves the rest, everything surrounding, nice and cool. It's already getting so hot it's smoking the little bit of oil residue that was on this bolt. Again, no flames. I mean, you don't want to grab it and touch it, but this is really truly a wizard tool. I show it to people, friends, or customers, and their jaw drops. They're like, what just happened, you know? So this is a really cool tool. I wouldn't run a shop without this. This is the Wizard scan tool. A lot of you wonder, what kind of scan equipment does he use? Or I have other little smaller tools and different things, but this is really my go-to tool that I use. Really, this thing has been able to do 90% of everything I've needed. I rarely even have needed to go to my dealer tools. This is an Autel MaxiSys MS906. The amount of coverage on this thing is just phenomenal. Land Rover, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Maserati. And then you go through the USA, your common GM, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep. In Asia, Honda, Lexus, Suzuki, Mitsubishi. It really just covers a whole lot of cars. And I think I paid $1,500 for this thing, and it's about $500 a year to update it. Here's another little handful of really cool tools that I use that save a lot of time here in the Wizard shop. These are manual relays. You can manually force things to turn on and off if you want to check a component that's electrically failed, or see is it getting power, or this really cuts a lot of diagnosis out of the way. As you can see, there's various different styles of the connectors here, different types of relays. I think I paid $80 for all of these. It's really not, they're not that expensive. We're going to take the fan relay out. Let's say that the cooling fans aren't working on this car and we're like, is it the fans? Is it a fuse? I can just take the relay out, put my manual tester in place, and the fans turn on. Then I know it's got power, the fans work, then I know the computer's probably not turning on the fans for some reason. Okay, so now we're getting into electrical testing. You say, what does the Wizard use to figure out electrical problems, wiring problems, communication problems? Well, I have a little group of tools here that I frequently go to. They don't necessarily need to cost $10,000. You don't need to have a whole bunch of money invested to be very powerful in your diagnosis. One of the first things I have is these plastic pliers. I can use those to pull a spark plug wire off while the engine's running. Get a quick little readout. It's fast. I don't have to boot up a laptop to look at it. And along with the oscilloscope, I have retractable test leads that go 10 feet. And when I'm done, I can just reel them back together. And this is a set of test leads that go with it. It's got multiple different styles where you can test individual pins on a connector without damaging the pins or any of the connections. So that's been very handy. Your common test light. I like to use an incandescent style bulb. I don't like to use an LED one because I can actually see fluctuations and change in voltage watching it. You can't really do that with an LED. An LED is on or off. So, test light. Handy dandy wire strippers to put the wire in. And it's done. Air conditioning, I use this as a temperature probe. I turn it on. They stick in the vent. And I can monitor the temperature. I can look at passenger and driver. And last but not least, probably the most powerful Wizard electronics tool I have, power probe. A lot of techs use these. Very, very, very powerful tool. I can just touch something, it'll tell me if there's power there or if it's a ground. And this little button here, I can give it a ground or give it power. I'm going to demonstrate that here. It just hooks into your car battery. It uses the ground and the power from the car battery. Well, let's say we're testing the cooling fans again and we're not getting power to the relay. Well, we can give power to the fans and they turn on. If you think you don't have a bad ground, you can give it a ground. And it's got a long cord. You can test lighting, you can test all kinds of things, the whole length of a car. I've done trailer wiring, trailer lights, all kinds of things with this, and it just cuts the amount of diagnosis time probably by 80%. It's really crazy what these things can do. So power probe, you got to have a power probe if you're going to run a shop. Okay, and this is one of the last tools I'm going to show you today. Let's say you're going to flush a power steering system, or you just want to drain something. This makes it very easy and very fast. This is a MyEvac fluid extractor. Just uses shop air. You hook air to it, creates a vacuum, it suctions. And let's say I'm going to replace this power steering reservoir. I just dip in there. Up goes the fluid. Into here. And just like that.
Why is that important, Car Wizard?
This I can, especially if it's a large quantity, or if I want to do antifreeze or a fuel tank, because maybe a gallon or two of fuel in there, I can run this down in there. This thing's continuing to do work for me. It's drawing all the stuff. This thing will be half or 3/4 full, and the system is drained, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. And I will be replacing Leo's power steering fluid that I drained out. So you've seen some of the cool tools that I have in the shop, and when Hoovy brings me some crazy wacky car and he doesn't even know what's going on with it or what's wrong with it, these are the tools I go to get to the bottom of the problem and see what's wrong, and then I can present an estimate to repair it. Here you see the 260Z in the background. Starting next week, I'm going to be starting on that on the brakes, and we're going to be videoing that, and you'll be able to see the process all along the way that we get this thing back on the road. Every once in a while you'll get a video of the 260Z again. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and again, there's many more great videos to come.